and make sure no one was going to get it.
That is caught. They'll have the first down and more than that.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Stephon Diggs. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Patriots will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
What's up, my Patriots fans? We are rebuilding the New England Patriots in 2025. Yes, we are playing out the entire season in slow simulation, trying to keep this as real as possible. So if you want to see how the Patriots are going to do 2025, please like and subscribe. I'm going to have a playlist of the first 4 games pinned in the top comment. You can pause this video and start there and catch up. We've had a lot of changes. You know, in real life, Mike Vrabel probably is going to take a couple games, maybe 4 to 8, to really establish his new identity and how he wants to run this team. Every team kind of has that first 4 games where it's almost like an extended preseason with the way things work now in the NFL. So they are now in the New England offense. The goal is to run the ball more. We've banned a lot of playbooks in other teams because they aren't running enough. We're trying to keep it realistic. So another thing with that is Drake Maye is turning the ball over way too much. He had a really bad stretch, 3 games in a row, turnovers, no throwing touchdowns. He was 0 touchdown passes, and he had 8 or 9 interceptions. So let's take a look at Drake Maye. So the big changes besides the offense are Drake Maye. He's now disciplined on penalty, throwaway ball, no, ideal sense of pressure and decision making, and he's now a balanced quarterback. He was scrambling. We also changed his throwing motion to over the top 4. This is kind of pretty much on par with Joe Burrow's trait setup, so we're going with that archetype here for Drake Maye. Hopefully try to fix him in this upcoming game, week 5, on the road in New Orleans. Looking at their rankings, they're doing very well defensively. Offensively, they are the worst, and hopefully we can fix that by running the ball more. And as you can see, Drake Maye, not even 1,000 yards yet, 0 touchdowns thrown, 9 interceptions. He's got he's got 1 rushing touchdown. Ramondre Stevenson, he's doing very well at 4.3 yards a carry. That's pretty good for Madden standard. They look so good in week 1 with Travion Henderson, and then he got hurt. So once we get him back, should be very good. Antonio Gibson is a jag. He's just a guy, and he's not doing very well for us. Pop Douglas, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, kind of got to get them all going. Defensively, they look pretty good. They are in the New York Giants defense, which is one of the best defenses in the game for slow sim. So let's try to get you a win here. Sit back and enjoy, and please like and subscribe and follow along if you want to see how the Patriots are going to do in 2025. And actually, you don't have to just follow the Patriots. We are playing out slow sim every game of the 2025 season, and we upload it every day, every week right here. So thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that you join us and enjoy.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
And this will wind up a Saints first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
Fighting through, and he's got space. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Absolutely no trouble moving the ball on the ground on the first 2 plays from scrimmage.
Absolutely. You know what I really like? Same guy carrying the ball in both plays, and what drives me crazy is when a back has a nice run, he taps his helmet to go out of the game. I I would want the ball again and again and again because you've established really nice momentum, and now you're seeing the field really well.
From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. From the shotgun, Rattler. There's a short one caught by Johnson. Yeah, boy, he had the marker square in his sights, but a good tackle's going to leave him about a yard or so short. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Even though they didn't find the end zone, they have to be pretty pleased with how they moved the ball on the ground because we know that that was one of their big goals in this game.
And that really goes through the entire offense because when you're running the ball effectively, just about everyone's involved. It's not just the guy carrying the football. It's everyone blocking for him, both inside and on the perimeter.
So now here come the Patriots to take over on offense. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown pass.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
So from the 37, here's 2nd down and a yard. First carry now for Ramondre Stevenson.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
Throwing here is Maye.
Short pass caught by Henry.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4.
When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
Douglas, the man in motion.
He'll get it here on the jet sweep.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards the pickup there.
Well, I sure wouldn't be surprised if we see more of this as this game goes on because we know they like to use their wideouts either on quick throws or on jet sweeps like what we just saw there. And to say that that one worked well, partner, that's stating the obvious.
Here's Maye.
Short pass caught by Henry. Only able to gain a couple there, and it's 2nd down. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter.
Straight ahead, it's Stevenson.
Down to the 25. Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there.
To the air, Maye.
Flush to his right. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Like any team playing, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie us at 3-3. So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the 2nd drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on me,
I know
huh?
you like to mix it up with
like
sports.
that. They crack a forehand back out and they get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
And
a really good backhand.
It's a nice top spin on the
A
whole
little bit.
thing. I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
New Orleans Saints, they get ready to set up shop for their 2nd drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down. Now Rattler steps away to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up fourth down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big third down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big fourth down call.
So on fourth down, Matthew Hayball out to punt for New Orleans.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And the Patriots take over. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. This drive starting off on the right foot. 18 yards. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10.
Diggs in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep.
And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40.
Now 2nd and 9. To throw, it's Maye. Short pass tip, but caught anyway.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. New Orleans adding some depth to the secondary. They've got 6 DBs out there now for third.
From the gun, it's Maye.
And he's taken down here by the Saints. He couldn't get away there on third down. The pressure too much, and he's sacked for a loss of 12.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
In tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. This is taken at the 18. Call that 49 yards on the punt. They do get 7 back on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
To the air is Rattler.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, you look at this Patriots defense.
We know they're going to be tough to throw on. Top 3 in the NFL defending the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Christian Gonzalez in there to break that one up.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Now the Patriots offense, they work their way back out onto the field.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
Demario Davis there on the stop.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And he'll get it down to the 47 here. These two teams all tied after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Up the middle, here's Stevenson. Oh, that one well designed as he'll take this down to the 30-yard line. 17 yards there for the Patriots as they've got themselves a first down. That'll be incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
A give up the middle to Gibson. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down.
On first down, right back to Gibson.
And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
On the handoff, Stevenson.
This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Patriots are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll run with Gibson.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. The tight end Henry here in motion.
Now a handoff, Stevenson.
He gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4.
During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort.
The offense on 3rd down, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
They'll throw with Maye.
Forced out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Call it a loss of 8 there, and it's going to lead to a 4th down. 4th and goal.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
The Patriots will bring on the field goal unit. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is indeed good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. So we're trading first-half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
The Saints coming out now to take the field. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Marte Mapu, the one to bring him down. 2nd and 10. And here's Kamara on the read option.
Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, You got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams.
And he goes down. It's a Patriots sack.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So on fourth down, Matthew Hayball on to punt.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Call it 38 yards on the punt, no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So here are the Patriots to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10. We're going to throw Maye. And his throw is incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
Short pass caught by Henry. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
From the shotgun, Maye with it.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it'll be 2nd down. The setup to throw. Douglas with a grab over the middle. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They'll drop to throw. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
From the shotgun, it's Maye. That one thrown across his body, and it's incomplete.
Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And now 3rd and goal coming up, the loss on 2nd down. That just means this crowd's going to get even louder, and they'll get a little bit of extra help from the defenders as they exhort them to join them.
And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Another good drive, Charles, but it looks like another that might end in a field goal try.
They made some nice plays. They've given themselves opportunities, but as you noted, another field goal attempt coming up. And that's not how they want to end drives. They've got to figure out what's the final touch that they need to push it across the goal line.
Yeah, still yet to find the end zone. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, They've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
And now the Saints get set to trot out there.
As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando.
There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the gun, here's Rattler.
Ballooning, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
Throwing is Rattler.
That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler.
Throw right side into the hands of Foster Moreau. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down.
Here's Matthew Hayball now,
as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line.
The Patriots with the football here late in this first half.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Back to throw now on first down.
Gets this complete to Butte.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it'll be second down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun.
Right to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
That is caught. They'll have the first down and more than that.
And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Stephon Diggs. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Patriots will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
There you go, Charles. His first touchdown pass in the new season.
And he had a strong rookie year. So much more expected of him this one, as you might imagine. He threw that one with confidence and assuredness.
And I noticed that the celebration a little bit more subdued than his first touchdown pass last year as a rookie.
Yeah, he certainly is acting like he's done it before.
Just a 4-play drive that time.
And it's finished off by the touchdown by Stephon Diggs.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Kyle Duggar up to make the tackle.
So at halftime, it's the Patriots with the advantage.
As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. So here we go for half number 2. The Patriots with the lead, and they will be getting the football. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Pats offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And you see the numbers for him into this third quarter. They just pop off the screen. He has been open throughout. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. On play action, Maye. And this one is incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, New England. Stephon Diggs with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. So the Patriot offense stays out there, and they'll line up and go for 2. May going to try and throw for it. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. He hits the big target for the 2-point try. Defenses hate those guys, especially around the goal line.
It's hard to decide who you're going to put on him. Are you going to put a smaller corner on him? Are you going to put a safety who doesn't have maybe the same coverage skills? How about a linebacker? He may have the size, but he's not used to really covering in space. That's why the tight end gives you such a great advantage when you're throwing the football.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he's all the way up across the 40 and down at the 42. Great return. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Rattler wants to throw it. Throw complete right side to Cooks. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
And this is what they're going to need more of. It's the 3rd quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose. And that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
There's Chris Olave. So the completion good for 7 there. And it'll be 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun with Kamara. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
This is how offensive coordinators earn their money. He thought he was ahead of the curve after first down.
Got 7 yards first down play, but then you get stuffed there on 2nd down, maybe just a yard out of it. Now your advantage is evaporated. And he's able to pick up the first down here before he goes down at the 26. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Here's Rattler. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Christian Barmore getting in there to drop him.
Well, obviously the pass rush gets the glory and the statistics on this play, but the coverage, they deserve a ton of credit too. Denied open windows, erased the quarterback's targets one by one. Everywhere he looked, someone was covered. Only a matter of time before someone got there to bring him down.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Now Rattler. Johnson's got it complete. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
And that's complete to Cooks. And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
But with the score where it is, you're not thinking field goals right now. You need touchdowns. So that was a much-needed conversion there on 3rd down.
The tight end in motion right. And they'll try the option on 1st and goal. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. He'll pick up 7 there on the 1st down keeper. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Kamara is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Another shot here from the 2 as they come up on 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Rattler. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints get a bit closer. So a very important first drive of the 3rd quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the 1st half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
And a point after, good by Groupie. And that cuts the lead to 24-10. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Patriots offense and Drake Maye headed back onto the field. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The Pats at the line ready to go. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the 3rd quarter. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Here's Maye. Going deep for Diggs. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Patriots 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Stevenson now on 1st and 10. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Glad to be in the great city of New Orleans, rolling along here in the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 10. Dancing to his left. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one, picking up the 1st, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. That pass complete. Here's Butte with it. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. To throw, it's Maye.
Looking sideline, incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 24-yard line. Give them 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
To the air, Maye.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. We get set for the fourth quarter. Patriots have the lead. They also have the football.
Here's Stevenson.
And the big boys up front. They're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play there. Second down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
And that flag accepted.
Still second down.
So the penalty certainly helps them out as they come up on 2nd and 5.
They'll throw with Maye.
Pass incomplete. Already a pair of third down conversions for them on this drive, but right now they need 5 yards on this third down try.
Throwing here is Maye.
Being chased out left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown.
Drake Maye.
A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Patriots look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. So that drive there, CD, a good response, and that might be the one that gets them to the finish line, a comfortable lead.
Yeah, and that's all about not letting the team back into a game, because they just gave up a touchdown. It was back to a 2-score game, and anything can happen in that situation. But instead, they came through with a really terrific drive right there that ended in 6. So you like to slam the door on teams. In this case, they're trying to lock it as well.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Saints again ready to go on offense. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This would be their third straight defeat.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked up by Christian Gonzalez.
And a great return here gets this one all the way down to the 26-yard line.
So a big return there, Charles, on what was a pretty dangerous throw to the outside.
It sure was, Brandon. That's the risk you run on a throw like this. If it's intercepted, a lot of times this is a pick six. So good hustle to get back and get him down. But, boy, that's a throw you've really got to be sure of if you're going to work the perimeter of the field.
Another go around now for the Patriot offense. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. From the 23, here's second down and 7. Straight ahead, Gibson.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a third and about 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first.
I love those plays. 4th and 1. That's who wants it more, this time the offense.
Yeah, there's a lot of hooting and hollering in there, right? A lot of contact and a lot of collisions as they try and find some space. Who's going to drop their hips, gain leverage?
Touchdown! Keyshawn Boutte
from 13 yards out.
And the Patriots have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. Well, Charles, just impressive in all 3 phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the 4th quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability. The Pats are going to get there, and down he goes.
Milton Williams able to record his 5th sack of the season.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over, try to identify what's working, and keep it going.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
They'll go. Here's Rattler.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Saints' decision to go for it backfires. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. So a risky move that does not pay off. And, Charles, you take it from the defensive perspective. They had to be a little offended there that they even tried to go for it back inside their own 20.
Highly offended. and they took the ball away and gave it to their offense in a great situation. But when you look at this thing in total, when you start taking chances like that, you know what that means? You're going to have to take more chances later, right? When you don't convert, that just means you got to double down on it. So we could see this thing pile up as we go on. Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Looking to throw. Maye. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line.
No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Third and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound. They'll try to run it with Gibson.
And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on 2nd and 3rd. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
To the air is Rattler. Tries the left side and finds Olave.
Just a gain of a couple there. And that will bring up 2nd down. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. Oh, jumping early from his tight end spot. Maybe trying to get a jump start on that route.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right about that. And oftentimes when you see that, that means the play call was supposed to come in his direction, and he was eager to go catch a pass.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 9. There's a short one caught by Johnson.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So into Pat's territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Olave motioning to the left. Throwing is Rattler. Again, it's Johnson.
And he's taken down inside the 30. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
They'll throw. Here's Rattler. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson.
So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Throwing once more. Here's Rattler. And he'll get this one underneath to Kamara.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
7 yards there and a 1st down.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He gets it to Cooks. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down.
Rattler working out of the gun.
And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Here's Groupie for the PAT.
And the lead is down to 24. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
And Gibson decides against bringing it out. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. Just all around a solid performance, and now they've got the 3-score lead here, Charles, so the final seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, in this one, they've been in control, haven't they? They've earned this victory. No question who the better team was out there in this game. And frankly, the score could have been a lot worse than it was. Give them a lot of credit for how they played in this one.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for New England, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.